entrance. I was not in anti whatever. But anticlimactic, that's what I was going for. As you can tell by my sweatshirt. I'm also wearing the same shirt underneath this. I'm going to be talking about something other than NASCAR. I know it's uncommon for me. It's been a while since I've made a video that's not NASCAR related. So as you can tell behind me, I have my Slam Diego banner up with like one of these people are not on the team anymore. He's on the Red Sox, but 3 of the 4 still very much alive on this team, except for Tatis because he has been suspended. But that's neither here nor there. I still love Tatis. I don't give a shit what people say. But Myers and Manny, my boys, talking about playoff baseball. It's been a fucking wild ride for my Padres and for like pretty much any team. I'll get to all playoffs. We start out with 12 teams in the playoffs, so to speak. And there's been some shocking moments and eliminations, I should say. So the 12 teams that started out in the postseason, Tampa Bay, Cleveland, Seattle, is that Toronto? Blue Jays? Yeah. Of course, the Yankees won their division. Like clinched their division, so they got first round bye and got home field advantage for the NLDS. Houston as well won their division. Atlanta won theirs, and LA won theirs. And I'll get to the shocking part here. Two of the favorites to go to the World Series or were like in the talks because they were like one of the best in baseball, like win-wise, are the Dodgers and the Braves. The reigning World Series champions, I may add, who beat the Dodgers for said World Series last year. The wild card was Philadelphia, St. Louis. Philly came out on top on that. San Diego and New York. I want to talk about that. Oh, I would love to talk about that. We took game 1 of that series. I want to say Darvish pitched first game of that series. We won, obviously. Our hitting has been like top notch, and I want to talk about the announcers and so-called experts on ESPN or TBS, whatever the fucking coverage was, showing and talking so much shit on the Padres. Like, they're not a slugging team. They're like the rankings that you saw, like for the playoff teams for pitching, we were ranked 12th. They ranked us 12th in pitching. Let that sink in and where we are right now. Darvish kills it. We were good. Solid. Game 2, we lost. Nothing wrong with that. Series is tied. Good thing it's best out of 5. And then we go on and beat them again. At home. At home. And I want to say that these so-called announcers can shut the fuck up. They trashed our bullpen, trashed our lineup, and then all media and all these fans are like, "Oh, Padres ain't shit. They're gonna be out first round. They're gonna get swept by the Mets. They're gonna get swept by the Dodgers. Like once we got through the Mets, oh, we're gonna get swept by the Dodgers because we're hot shit." And they're all cocky and all whatnot because that's just how they are. Um, da, da, da. Let me go back here. To the wild card was best out of 5, right? Yeah, so we won 3. That doesn't make any sense to me though. I don't know. I guess it was 3 games in the wild card. I don't know. But we won 2 out of 3 games on the road against the Mets. And I want to say game 3, oh, I was livid. Oh, all Padre fans, even Joe Musgrove was livid. And we all know what we're talking about here. The Mets were getting destroyed by Joe Musgrove. And you all know he's a beast at pitching. Take that as you will. He used to be a pitcher for the Astros. And people want to compare and like claim that he was a part of, well, he was part of the 2017 lineup for the Astros who were supposedly, allegedly cheaters and cheating in 2017. But they want to associate that with him, and they claim like that the Mets had a logical sense to check Joe Musgrove for cheating or illegal substances on his hands or whatever. Granted, in these series, like in the playoffs, they have people checking the pitcher's hands after every time they get off the mound and walk to the dugout. Check their hands. Check the glove. We're good. But it took until the bottom of the 6th inning, while the Mets were getting shut out by the Padres, 6-0. 6-0. Or I don't know what the score was at the time of the bottom of the 6th, because I feel like we scored more runs at that time after that. The Mets manager took it upon himself do that sportsmanship bullshit and came out, talked to the umpires, and said to check Joe Musgrove because he may be like his like speed rate or whatever the fuck they were talking about was up more than usual, and he's granted this was just an excuse because his batters couldn't hit shit off of Musgrove. Maybe got a hit, 1 hit the entire fucking time in that game. Because he was lights out all game. Lights out. And they couldn't hit off of Musgrove or shit. And he pitched through the 7th inning. 7th inning. Probably, I think, only allowed 1 hit that entire game against the Mets. Shut them out. They checked him. Like, they made him take off his hat, check his hat. They checked his giant fucking ears. Yes, because he has Dumbo ears. I will admit to that. He has giant ears, and people are like, oh, he had shiny ears. I'm like, people, just because he has shiny ears doesn't mean there's anything on his fucking ears. Like, what does that even fucking prove? Why would he have to cheat? He's just that good. He's been good all fucking season for us. He's been solid. He's our hometown boy who got a no fucking hitter. Like, dude, our first no-hitter, came from our hometown pitcher, Musgrove. Joe Musgrove. Anyways, they took it upon themselves. All these umpires are checking him head, like, basically everywhere, wasting valuable fucking time while we're just chilling there watching, like, what the fuck was going on. Like, it was just unacceptable behavior. I get what the Mets were trying to do. They were trying to mess with his head. You know what messed with his head? Pissing him off. They pissed him off to the point where he just got even better and struck. Once he struck out the last batter of that inning, he went like, like, and as he's walking out the field too, the fans are eating it up and just like calling him, like he was just doing this, like, yeah, come at me, bro. And it was just lights out for the rest of the fucking night. And Josh Hader, dude, fucking iconic. Love that man. I'm so glad we acquired him. He's our, I think, the best closers we've had in Trevor Hoffman. And that's saying something, because we've had a lot of closers and he's been like lights out. The guy is like unhittable. You can't hit off that guy to save your life as of late. Then we move on to the Dodgers. And of course, we all know how that shit show goes. Their manager said at the beginning of the season, like, I want to say in March, he did an interview saying, oh, put it on record, Dodgers are going to the World Series and winning the World Series in 2022. And then Freddie Freeman, his little cocky attitude that he acquired by coming to the Dodgers after leaving the Braves, who were a World Series winning team the year before, against the said Dodgers that he's playing on right now, while he's sitting at home on his couch, watching the Padres play. Ran his mouth too, got cocky. That whole team is cocky. So is that entire fan base full of bandwagons. I'll get to that too. Said, oh, both sides, well, we're both super hot right now. We're bullpens are hot right now, and blah, 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 like, but we've been hot for 7 months. And I'm like, yeah, because the regular season means so much in this moment in time. Your 111 wins in the season, it's perfectly fucking fine and dandy, but does that win you a World Series? Do the most wins give you a championship? Absolutely fucking not. In NASCAR world, that's their logic. They want, like, oh, we can go back to that format. Most wins means you win a No, it doesn't work that way. I like the playoff format the way the fucking is. So, of course, Dodger fans running their mouth. Everyone's running their mouth, doubting even the people like making picks, like who's gonna win the series and move on. They all said everyone picked the Dodgers. Like, easy fucking pick to make. Like, backhanded, like, easy choice to make, because it's the Dodgers. They're elite. They have great players. I'm not gonna shit on the players themselves. I'm just shitting on the organizations for being shitty people, and their fan base for being so fucking annoying and obnoxious. Yes, I'm calling you out. Plus, you guys are bandwagons, and I'll get to that again in a minute. They said, oh, Padres are gonna get swept by the Dodgers, all these games, like, Dodgers in, like, 3-4, whatever it was, Dodgers in 3, you know, that shit. Like, so we started out the series 2 games in LA. We've been on the road now 5 games. Lost the first game there, whatever. And seems like trend here. We lose one game, but we won the others. Lost the first game in Dodger Stadium. Next day, next night, whatever, win against the Dodgers and in their home stadium. And then we move on to Petco Park. Have a day off and then come to Petco Park last Friday, which is electric in the least, because we haven't had playoff baseball at that stadium in 16 years. 16 fucking years. That says something. I was like 15 at the time. So that just aged me horribly. So this is a big deal for this fan base, because we've been just a laughing stock for the MLB. Like, our fan base has been a laughing stock, whatever. It's like, it's just, we could never catch a fucking break, and we'd always get shit on by the Dodgers, and it's just a constant battle with that team, because they're like iconic team. I'm not going to deny that they're not a badass fucking team, and they have the superstar power on their side and the money to do so. I'm not knocking them for that. Like, props to them for making things work over there. And they call us the poverty team because we're in San Diego. And they're like running their mouth like, oh, we own the Padres, we own Petco, and they're like Dodger Stadium South, whatever. I'm like, sorry, we're not a trash stadium like Dodger Stadium is. So, and it's funny, like, apparently the Padres or whatever only solidified the tickets to the people of the city of San Diego. Which is fucking hilarious, to me at least. But who wants to see any blue in our stadium? Like, no, we don't want to see garbage Dodger blue in our fucking stadium of sea of brown and gold. Rally towels and everything. They came in full fucking force. Like 50,000 fans took over Petco and screaming "Beat LA," and you could hear it from miles away, like them screaming this and chanting MVP for Manny Machado, chanting Ha-Seong Kim. Like, it's like the atmosphere is fucking insane, and I wish I was there for it, but I had to live vicariously through my friends and whoever it is out in San Diego who were at these games. And I'm like, I'm jealous of you guys. I want to go, but work is work, and yeah, and gas is expensive. But anyway, I'm still jealous. Moving on. They come to Petco thinking that they're hot shit and they own us. That's just typical Dodger fans. We made a statement in this series. We won 3 straight games against the Dodgers. Against the Dodgers. Notice how wild that sounds. My manager is a die-hard Dodger fan. And he kept going on like, how does it feel that you're going to get eliminated in the wild card? I'm like, okay, keep running your mouth, dude. See where that leads you with your team. We make it through the wild card, and I'm like, bring it on, dude. And after this series was over and we nailed and knocked out the Dodgers, someone was quiet. Someone was very quiet. And now Dodger fans are like making excuses, or teams making excuses that, oh, it's the format's fault. It's this, it's that. Just making excuses of why they're not in the next round of the playoffs, like the NLCS, where the Padres are right now. And what's funny, the last out of the series, that locked it all down together, and like it was icing on the cake. And speaking of cake, tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be 31. I know I don't look it, but I know I look like I'm a teenage child, or whatever you guys think I look like. I don't know. You're gonna make the assumptions of how old I look, but I'll be 31 tomorrow. In what? Let's see. I can't do math. 7, 8, 9 hours. October 21st. Great day. Great day. Great time of year. Fall is the best year ever. Playoff baseball. Football's in full swing. And you got NASCAR playoffs, and we only got a few races to go there too. But I'm not talking about NASCAR here. But talk about my Padres currently right this second. What's the most ironic and funny part of this whole thing was the final out was Freddie Freeman, the guy who said we were hot for 7 months before the series ever started. You know how funny that was to see it all come full circle? It was just hilarious. And now they're doubting us again against the Phillies. Like, I know Phillies sports right now is so hot. Philadelphia Eagles are undefeated, and the Phillies are in the championship round of the playoffs, and their hockey is whatever hockey is doing. I don't know much about hockey. I don't really care for it that much. I just here and there follow it. Making weird noises. But good for you, Phillies. Great job. Philadelphia, whatever. But I just feel like San Diego is fighting and grinding more than I've ever seen them in my entire fucking life. The way this team has come together without Tatis in the mix is fucking unbelievable. Like, our defense has been fucking incredible. Instead of missing the fucking ball yesterday due to the sun in his face, where we ended up being behind 4-0 in the second inning, but that's neither here nor there. That's old news. Besides that, Ha-Seong Kim has been incredible defense-wise. Cronenworth has been incredible. Will Myers has been fucking phenomenal at first base. Manny Machado is still clutch, icon, MVP at third base, and Profar, whatever. Like, all these guys have stepped up. Like, Josh Bell has stepped up, and he and I think Profar struggled during the season, or whoever it was. Both came out like first game and just went like boom, knock, knock, like. And Brandon Drury, I think that's his name, Brandon Drury, up to bat, gets us on the board, home run. Then up next, Josh Bell, boom, knocks it, back-to-back home runs, gets us on the board. And then it's just that 7th inning against the Dodgers to clinch us, basically, into the next round was fucking iconic. Like, that place erupted. Like, it was like home runs, doubles, like all these things happening. Like, there was a sequence, and I had to rewatch about 3-4 times, and it was absolutely incredible. Josh Hader was still fucking iconic, lights out. Watching him strike out their top fucking players on the Dodgers is even better. It was just wild. This whole series has been fucking wild, and now they're doubting us against the Phillies. Of course, we lost game 1. That don't matter. We come back. We were down 4-0 in the second, and then by the fifth inning, we came back with that 5-run inning, like we did in the seventh inning of the Dodger game. It was just nonstop, and then we kept going, and then our pitching just solidified it. So from being 4-0 to it tie the game at 4 apiece, and then we get another run to take the lead, and just kept adding on after that to make it 8-5 and get the first win of this series. And we go to Philadelphia. We're in Philadelphia currently. They just landed there last night, early this morning, to play tomorrow for the next 3 games. We got to win the next 3 if we have a shot to go to the World Series. And this team, I feel like, is so much different, and they have so much fight in them that people in this city and these fans want this so bad, and this team wants it so bad because they know how much they get shit on and doubted, and it's like we are never taken seriously, and we're trying to make a point. So that's on the NL side. The AL side of things, I will get to that. Where'd it go? I just had it. Where did it go? I had the whole spiel in front of me. Here we go. On the AL side, Tampa Bay and Cleveland had their matchup in the wild card. Cleveland knocks Tampa Bay out. Cool. Seattle and the Blue Jays. I still can't believe they were even in the wild card because no one ever talks about them, ever. I didn't even know they were a part of it. Seattle came up on top on there. They were a fight in that series. So they were playing. Cleveland played the Yankees in that series, and it came down to the series was tied 2-2, so it came down to Game 5. And New York came out on top, obviously. Fucking hate that because I hate the Yankees so much. I think they're overrated and overhyped, and I'm sorry, Yankee fans, but I just understand. I don't like them. So Seattle played Houston in the ALDS. I'm drawing a blank here. And then Houston just kicked the snot out of Seattle and is now currently playing in the series against the Yankees. So I think they had their first game last night because the first game was postponed till last night because of weather and whatnot. So they had their, no, I don't remember. One of the playoff games was postponed on the AL side. Houston took Game 1, and they were playing in Houston, I think, yeah. So that series just started off. Padres and Phillies are going on to Game 3, so we'll see how my boy Musgrove is pitching. So we have a good solid shot here. Sounds like calling Astros and Phillies World Series. I would like to see Houston and Padres go at it. That'd be fucking fun to watch. Oh, here it is. Yankees versus Padres 1998 rematch. Last time we were in the playoffs. Let's rewrite history, boys. I think that was the last time they were in the World Series, not the last time they were in the playoffs. Right. A lot of people are saying Yankees versus Padres. I'd live for that too, but I want Houston and Padres to get it. Someone's like, so the AL went the way most people predicted. NL, not so much. Um, Philly's got a cakewalk. And then the comments for that was fucking hilarious. A lot of confidence coming from a team that faced easier seeds. All I heard was Cardinals in 3 and Braves will sweep. Padres had the same thing and played better teams. Padres have a... Wow, that was fucking low. Phillies in 6. No. People keep saying, "Oh, this is 6 and this is like." You know how Dodger fans like, "Oh, we'll get them in Game 4." Like Dodgers in 5. Like they just kept going on like they were actually gonna have a chance and win. Like in my opinion, Dodgers got super cocky. They did. They just laid back and think their success from the regular season was gonna pay off just by existing in the playoffs and just roll over the Padres because that's what they think they've always done. Yes, they outmatched us in the regular season. Whoop-de-doo. I don't fucking care about that. I care about right here, right now. And we took down the fucking dragon, the beast of the playoffs. And no one saw that coming. On the AL side, everyone knew like either Astros and Yankees were going to make it somehow. The fact the Padres have come this far really blows my mind. They seriously took down the Mets and Dodgers in back-to-back series. They've won 6 games in the playoffs so far. Let that sink in. I love how everyone predicted the AL, but no one could have predicted the NL. Crazy to see the Pods are in the last of the bracket. Baseball lost when Astros and Yankees won. Astro versus Padres. Astros in 6. I just want to make it to the World Series. If we do, I would be on the floor crying, and I'd be making a serious scene. And it's just, People are saying Yankees versus Padres. Like, that would be a rematch of that. That'd be great. I love how now people are taking the Padres. Padres in 5 or 6. Yankees, Pods. Padres, Yankees. Yankees, Pods. Oh, I love it. I love the energy. Let's fucking go, San Diego. Oh, I love the energy behind this fan base. And what's funny, you see, I saw pictures, I saw evidence of Dodger fans, acclaimed Dodger fans, one woman in the crowd wearing a Dodger hat, and then later in the game has a Padre hat on, and with her Dodger hat in a bag. I am not even shitting you. This was like a real fucking thing. It's the same person too. And then Dodger fans in the Padres team store buying and trying on like Padres gear. I am not shitting you on this. The fan base that cries the most are the biggest bandwagons on the freaking planet. But they want to call us bandwagons when we've been here the whole time. I've been here since I was itty bitty. My first Padres game or baseball game, whatever you want to call it, I was a baby. I was a fucking baby. Where I don't even remember shit, and it was still Jack Murphy Stadium that they were playing in. Memories. Now that stadium doesn't exist anymore. Padres over the Yankees in the World Series. I love that. San Diego, let's go. But man, dude, this has been unpredictable on the NL side of things. AL is very predictable, to say the least. And now power rankings as of like yesterday: Houston on top, San Diego 2, Phillies 3, Yankees 4. Philly fans are losing their mind over this rank. It's like, why are we below the Padres? But I'm like, You're kidding, right? You're kidding. Were you ever underdogs and ever like doubted to make it this far? Like at all? No. You guys were not. You weren't shit on for your pitching, shit on for your hitting, all these other things, and made out to be the underdogs the entire time. And think we can't do jack shit in the playoffs when we just showed, oh, excuse me, that we're fighting for our lives. The last time they were in this position, I was 6, going on 7 years old. 24 goddamn years later. I'm like, hello. We're playing our best, people. We're coming in hot. This is the team that I think wants it more. I don't think people understand that. My head's itchy. Ugh. Wearing a hat all the time makes my head itchy. The only downside of this hat's like it's very it like that big wide puffy brim up here, opening space, whatever you want to call it. Like I love the hat itself, just that part is annoying. But this has become my work hat, so but how they're like, oh, why are the Padres above us? I'm like, because they've been playing better baseball. Their pitching has been phenomenal, and their hitting has been like, their fight is there. Everyone else is just existing and just going through the motions, while Padres are literally the underdogs in this entire thing. Like, oh, here come the comments. Are we watching Phillies beat the Padres yet? They are below them, because this is not based on one game of a series. should be Astros, Yankees, Phillies. No, honey. Yankees almost lost to a AAA Cleveland team, and Padres eliminated a team with the best record in baseball. Like, bro, what? Padres beat the Dodgers and Mets. Are you on drugs? Yanks went to Game 5 with legit the worst team in the playoffs, and you think they deserve a second spot? Padres, like, are you serious right now? Padres above Yankees and Phillies. We beat the Dodgers and Mets. Come on, bro. Now people got to understand. Yankees fans, Yankees possibly last because the bullpen is injured a lot. Yankees the worst out of the 4. That's pretty accurate. Not how it works. Let's have a better 1-2 punch in Wheeler and Nola, as well as better offense. But the Padres have everything else better. The Padres also best the bets and Dodgers, which is infinitely harder than the Cards and the Braves. And they won tonight, so MLB was right. Where are the Reds? Where are the Dodgers? 111 games. Why are they on the list? Because they don't exist. That's why the Phillies beat the Padres ace last night. No. Wrong, the Phillies ace beat the Padres. No, that's not going to happen today. So y'all won one game, still like so many more. Where I'm a Padres fan, I just don't want the blame on Darvish. These are such, oh man. It's just, this is just wild, people. Padres had to face the second best team. Say, someone said, laugh my ass off. Padres over the Yankees and Phillies. Yeah, okay. Phillies beat the defending World Series champs. The best team. Hardly. Yankees played in the best division in baseball all season. The Dodgers and the Yankees only did good pre All-Star break. The Yankees didn't even crack 100 wins, and the NL East had 200-game winners and 3 playoff teams. NL East was clearly the best division in baseball. Padres beat the second best team, Dodgers. Phillies beat the first best team, the Braves. Braves weren't even the first best team. That was the Dodgers. I'm just going through these comments because it's so fucking hilarious. No, they're not. Someone says the Yankees are better than the Padres and Phillies. Like, no, they're not. No, they're not. I wouldn't mind that. Anyway, I'm gonna move on to football here now, because now that's been a shit show. Football. This season has been just fucking unpredictable, so to speak. I'm gonna start out with my Chargers. And the AFC West had like a lot of hype going around it because Russell Wilson came into the picture with the Broncos, thinking that, and he had just like signed a deal for like $245 million freaking dollars for I don't know how many years. Raiders, and they acquired Devontae Adams from the Packers, and Rodgers is crying with his 3-3 record, or whatever record they have, because they lost back-to-back games against New York teams. Yes, I said that. Because I just don't like Rodgers. He's a bona fide diva. What did I just see about Keenan Allen? I just saw something about Keenan Allen. What the fuck? No, Allen, please come back. Like, ugh. God damn. Says Allen could wait to return to action post Chargers, but don't wait. Just come back. I need you for the Seahawks game. So far, anyway, back to what I was saying. Let's start off with week 1. Week 1. I'll go through these games like one by one. Raiders and Chargers. Our first game of the season. We looked solid that game. Fucking solid. Like, our defense looked great. Offense looked great. We beat them 24-19. We were at home, so we were 1-0 in the division. Boom. Thursday night football. Started off with a bang. Bills, Rams. You'd think that'd be like an epic, massive points game. No. Rams came out looking like flaming hot garbage. And it was hilarious to get them run over by the Bills, especially Josh Allen, who's a freak of nature, and thinking he's younger than me and playing like, I'm like, goddamn. So the Rams started off not so great. Bills, what I expected. Saints and Falcons. I didn't expect too much from this game. This was a 1-point game. Falcons still look like trash. I think Mariota is their quarterback this year. I am not entirely fucking sure. Saints, I have no idea who their quarterback is because I lost track after Breeze was their quarterback. So fuck Breeze too. Browns and Panthers. These are the two teams that I wanted to do a good season, both of them. But Browns are looking okay-ish. First game, they beat the Panthers 26-24. So it's like, so far, all these games were like close. 49ers and Bears. That was a 9-point game. Bears came out on top on that one. And granted, the 49ers did not have Jimmy Garoppolo as their starter yet in this game. They still had that other guy. Steelers and Bengals. Steelers don't even know what the fuck they're doing with their quarterback situation. They had Trubisky, and then they took him out, and then they had this one guy, and then I don't know. They're going through a cycle here, and I don't understand. They won the first game of the season against the Bengals, and Bengals still looked like garbage with their O-line and cannot protect Burrow to save their goddamn lives. So nothing really changed in the offseason. Eagles and Lions. So Eagles have been the biggest shocker of the season so far. They're the only undefeated team. They're 6-0 right now. And people act like, oh, they're the greatest team in the NFL right now. Just because they got 6 wins doesn't mean jack shit. Like, literally, they're not going to stay undefeated. Let's just say that. They are not going to stay undefeated. Mark my words. And Lions put up a fight. I feel bad for the Lions because they're honestly a damn good team with shitty-ass luck. They lost that game by 3 points. Colts have been, like, all over the fucking planet. This game, they tied. Yes, I said tied with the Texans, who are honestly hot garbage, too. Patriots have Mac Jones as their starting quarterback. Solid. Cool. They lost this game 20-7. But it's against the Dolphins, and they've never been good against the Dolphins. Brady or not, they've been horrible against the Dolphins. So I expected that loss. Ravens and Jets. I don't know how to feel about the Jets. They're like hit or miss. Ravens, they got Lamar Jackson. That's pretty much the only go-to they have. Because all he does is run. Literally, that's all he does. So they won that game. Jaguars, I expect them to have a decent season with Trevor Lawrence because I actually like that guy. He has a lot of potential. He just has a shitty team. Washington, I'm not calling them by their actual names because they sound like a college team or whatever. So Washington won that game by a touchdown. Giants beat the Titans. Chiefs are doing Chiefs things against the Cardinals. Cardinals just look like garbage this year too. That's my key word of the day: garbage. They play Thursday Night Football tonight against the Saints, and I think they play here in Arizona. So, Packers started off with a loss against the Vikings, which is nothing new. Buccaneers won their game against the Cowboys, and let me say, the Cowboys were on a roll with Cooper Rush. But now we have a shit show coming back with Dak Prescott. I'm like, that's all going to go downhill. At the Broncos Seahawks game, and that was just something else. Seahawks came out on top by 1 point, and that was just a long stretch of disappointment for the Broncos. And I want to say, I've never heard a home team boo so hard against the Broncos ever. And I saw them leave that Thursday night game against who were they playing? I want to say they were playing the Colts. I forgot who they were playing, but it was a horrible game. It was just like field goal, like nothing. No one was scoring any touchdowns. It was bad, massively bad, and I just don't understand how the Broncos got so many primetime games all matched up in the beginning of the season. Like, I get it, it's Russell Wilson. Like, woohoo. Like, let's just be real. He wasn't that great in the last part of his career with Seattle. It was like just how he's playing now. And they gave him $245 million fucking dollars to play like a shit show. Um, but like the last two Thursday night games have been awful, like garbage awful. We had like Washington and I forgot who they played. Da da da. Thursday. Washington and the Bears, and that was like what, 1 or 2 touchdowns the entire night. I don't even freaking know. It was just field goal city that night too, and Washington came out on top with that. They're both 2-4 and look like a shit show. The fuck? What was that? Sorry about that. Trying to keep my Xbox on. Anyway, like the biggest surprises I've seen so far, the Packers. I don't know what the hell they're doing. Rodgers is the biggest diva on the planet when it comes to quarterbacks, I should say, next to Mahomes. So, he got beat in London by the Giants. And then the very next week, come home to get beat the shit out of by the Jets. I'll repeat that. Beat the shit out of by the Jets at Lambeau Field. And the funniest video I saw of them that day, a Jets player wore a cheese head trying to walk out into the dome, and one of the players from the other team just smacked off his head. And the Colts, they're all over the place. I don't know how to feel about them. They've won 3 games. They beat the Chiefs. Let's just remind ourselves. They beat the Chiefs. So thank you, Colts, for that. First of 2 losses for the Chiefs. Thank you, sweet Jesus. They should have lost like at least 3 times this year. One against my Chargers, and 2 against the Colts, and then just recently against the Bills, who own Mahomes. I still firmly believe that. So the biggest surprise was the Eagles going 6-0 right now. Biggest shocker. Bengals are decent this year. Decent. Buccaneers, I don't know what's going on over there. Because whatever's going on in Tom Brady's personal life, we'll not get into. It's affecting what's going on the field. But his receivers need to start getting open, catching the fucking ball. I don't know what it is about all these teams. Get wide open receivers, gets the ball, and like it's on their fingertips, like right here, and it gets. I'm like, you get paid millions of dollars to drop a fucking ball? Really? It don't make sense. And I expected more out of the Panthers. They're 1-5. It drives me nuts. Eagles beat the Cowboys, so that's fun. And let's just say the Chargers game the Chargers have been all over the place. I don't know what it is about this team, but we get plagued with injuries nonstop. First, it's Keenan Allen, and we have Bosa out for who knows God know how long. Corey Linsley is out, and our Guyton, I think Guyton, that's his name. Guyton's out. Our kicker is out because obvious, like Monday Night Football, he hurt himself with a hamstring issue, but still battled and got us the win. Thank you. In overtime against the Broncos. Thank you. Supposedly Allen was supposed to be back this week, but he's trying to push it till after the bye week, which I understand, but we struggled so massively hard against the Broncos, which we shouldn't have. We should not have struggled that hard on offense. Poor Herbert has nothing to throw to except for Mike Williams, and he could like push off and get away from the defenders, and no one was able to catch the ball, and he couldn't get a full like range of motion because he's still slightly injured, not fully 100% because of that rib injury that either who was caused by. I think it was the Raiders, or no, not the Raiders, the Chiefs, caused by the Chiefs. Chiefs or the Raiders, one of those two teams. Hurt my boy. I was very upset about it. And so we got blown out by Jacksonville, which was odd to me. Of course, we lost to the Chiefs because the refs suck ass this year. And those roughing the passer calls like all year have been absolute nonsense. Let's talk about that. Like Tua clearly had a concussion the very first time he got hurt. And then came back the next week, played, and was out for a while. And he's supposed to be back against this week. Tua's supposed to be back. So they're taking extra precaution on these roughing the passer calls. And I've seen the weakest calls for roughing the passer I've ever seen in my life. One that was made on Justin Herbert, Tom Brady, Derek Carr, like whatever. It's like all of these. I'm like, what is going on? What I know it's like precaution and everything, but come on. They shouldn't be afraid to play some fucking football. These guys know the risks of playing this game. It's a hard contact sport. You get hurt or you don't. But Tua's supposed to come back, and they've had shitty luck with their quarterbacks too, because their backup is Bridgewater, and he got hurt and whatnot. I don't even fucking know. And now one of our players is under concussion protocol. Great. It's like we can't win regardless. Like our special teams, our actual special teams, hard to believe, won us a game. You don't hear that very often. The Chargers special teams won us a game. A muffed punt is what saved us that game. And pushing the opponents, one of the opponents, into their teammate was like icing on the cake to make that happen. So, like, we're not playing terrible, but our offensive coordinator is freaking terrible. He's like playing conservative. I don't know what these plays are called. Like, our penalties have been freaking ridiculously killing us. And that's what's going to shoot us in the foot. We're the weirdest 4-2 team on the fucking planet. I don't even understand how we got there. But we play the Seahawks, and that's going to be rough. I feel it's going to be freaking rough. Because Seahawks are actually decent this year. Because Geno Smith, like, you don't sleep on that dude. He's actually pretty damn good. So it's going to be a dogfight. And this bye week is coming at the perfect time. Like, if we lose this game, we lose this game. But right now we're tied for first in the West, and the West has been so underwhelming in the AFC. The two top dogs is what I expected it to be, the Chiefs and the Chargers. Raiders I expected to be hot garbage. Broncos expected way more out of them. I can't talk today. And it's just, and surprisingly, the only team in the AFC division that has a winning record is the AFC East. AFC East has a better record than everybody. AFC is stacked. Absolutely fucking stacked. NFC is AFC is not good. Just not good. The only good team on that side is basically the Eagles right now. And that's saying something because they're not the greatest team ever. So this has been a very odd roller coaster of a season, and I'll say that. But that's pretty much all I got, and I've been talking for an hour, so I'm gonna get off here, and let's enjoy the rest of the NFL season, and whoever makes it to the World Series, we'll see.